Uh, Mutiat, you take over the meeting right now. You can talk, and if the guests come in, I think somebody's coming in, and then I'll join you in like 2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so do we have... Okay, hello. Let's see who we've got here. Okay, I think we've got some people joining us. Hello, welcome to the webinar, the Digital Mastermind, the London Digital Mastermind. Lovely, nice to have you here. I think a few people are joining us. My name is Mutiat Adebowale, and the host of the program will be joining us very, very shortly. I am the co-host at the moment, Mutiat Adebowale, and I'm really pleased to have you coming in for the program. You have a lot of things to uncover in the webinar today, talking about digital, talking about building your business, growing and scaling your business, talking about transitioning from corporate to entrepreneurship, starting your own business, or having an idea and wanting to know how to make your idea into a reality, a business of your dream, whatever that is. These are the things we're going to be talking about on this webinar today. So yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm really pleased some of you are coming in. I think we were talking about whether there's been discrepancy in terms of the timing because our time changed in the UK and because we have advertised this globally. So we're looking at maybe some people registered and looking to join us at 7, which was meant to be what the time was before the UK time changed. Sunday gone, pushing the time forward an hour. But anyhow, we're still going to have the webinar. It's still going to go on. Whether people then join in at 7 or people join in now, we will continue the show. We will make sure the show goes on. And for those joining us right now, you will get the value. For those joining us later, you also get the value wherever you find us, with the webinar. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for a bit and let's give a few more people time to join us. In the meantime, as I said, I'm Mutiat Adebowale and I'm based in the UK. I'd like people to just put in the chat where you're joining us from, and let's get to know who is joining us, where you're joining us from, what you are looking at taking away from this webinar today. So if we can put that in the chat, that would be nice. That would be...
Hey, Mutiat, I think there are few people trying to sign in, meaning they didn't know that the timing was off and all. So I'm having Ron reach out to them right now. Let me put the link in up for the group. Just a second, hold on, okay?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's the timing that caused the confusion as well.
Yeah, for sure, because I think the calendars didn't register the change in time in UK and in US. For some reason, whatever.
Yeah, because if you haven't had the time change that we had here, then it's going to be, your time in the US.
Yep. Allow a few minutes, Mutiat, because the meantime, if you want, you can just, give, I mean, I know you give your background, but just have a,
Yeah, I haven't actually done my proper introduction. I'll
yeah, why
just
don't you, yeah, you can do one now and then one you can do it again. But yeah, just to save some time here. Uh,
Hi, sorry. Is it easier if we all just came back at 7? Because it's
yeah,
only
I feel
five
like
of us here.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it seems like there is some sort of a confusion, and I'm getting some messages on WhatsApp. By the way, I'm Craig Shah. Sorry, I'm also
Hi.
not. Hi, I'm also not camera ready because I've. It was showing up on my calendar at 11 a.m. my time. I'm in Pacific in Los Angeles, and luckily Mutiat called me and said like, Craig, can we have a few minutes early? I'm like, sure. And then he's like, oh, it's 10. It's already 6 p.m. over there.
yeah.
So quite a bit of confusion there.
I think it's the time change in the UK that caused the confusion because
Looks like, yeah.
7 somewhere and then it said 6 somewhere. And because we planned it before the time, I think that's what caused the confusion.
I'm thinking maybe because the emails when the messages were sent or the schedule was sent from my time zone
Yeah,
and by my team, I have a feeling that that may have caused the confusion, Mutiat, quite honestly, because if it said 11 at my time, then obviously it's, yeah, my phone's going off too. I'll be ready in a
Okay.
couple more
Okay.
minutes.
Should we
Or
be come back here in 45 minutes? It's basically just about
Um,
45
yeah, that'd
minutes.
be great. But while you're here, you wanna introduce yourself. How do I say your name? Onye?
Onye.
Onye, yeah.
Onye,
Tell
yeah.
tell
Hi.
us a little bit about you, and then we'll go into. Yeah, we can come back if you want. But at least we get to know you.
Okay, well, my name is Onye Allen. I live in Aberdeen in Scotland. I'm a blended family coach. And I'm also a quality manager for a company that does telecoms for oil and gas. So yeah, that's it.
You
On
say
a
you
short-
say you're an investor in oil and gas.
No,
Oh, sorry.
I'm a quality manager for a company that does telecoms for oil and gas.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I didn't hear
Yeah,
that.
it's okay. Yeah, but I'm also a step family coach.
Oh, okay. Family coach,
Yes, step family coach. Yes,
step family coach. Okay, What
exactly.
what does that involve? Can you tell me? Educate
So
me.
it's rather than just being a family coach, it's more like a coach for blended families. So it's more specific to blended families.
Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, it's and believe me, being in business for plus 30 plus years, it doesn't exist in U.S. like this specific category. Do you have more people like this in the U.S.?
No, actually, it's not a very like it's not an issue you find everywhere because most people want to just do coaching as family, like just be family coaches.
Uh huh.
So I'm a stepmom myself. So I found out that I struggled a bit because not a lot of family coaches actually understand the specific dynamics of a blended family. So I started looking for where to get the certification and actually found it somewhere in the US. So it's a step family coaching academy in the US. But that said, even the lady that runs it, says that it's not a field you find, and even in terms of research, it's not something you find a lot. A lot of people just, again, like I said, just generalize as family, but they don't
Yeah,
really understand the dynamics. Yeah.
no, that is so true. And then I kind of relate with this also. And when you said the step family coach, first I didn't even understand what that was. For a second, I had to grasp that what it is. But you know what? There is so much need. If I just know my own self right now and my what my family is going through right now, and it's just very interesting that this field is untapped. Meaning, why don't I hear about this more in my world? When I speak on regular stages, I have 200 events a year. Like, why can't I've this is very one of the very first conversation I'm having, which means that there is so much opportunity there.
Exactly. You're right. Yeah.
Right, people don't talk about this, the step family coaching, meaning there is a certain way to deal with the situation and have an understanding. Although kids these days are smart enough and they get it, get things, but I'm talking from a general perspective of all involved, right? All.
No, you're very right. You're very right. So, like I said, I'm a stepmom, and even when I got married, I struggled to find help. I struggled for answers to certain things. I struggled to find help, which was why I decided that it was a niche I wanted to narrow down to, because I got attracted to coaching because that's where I found help. So I did a
Uh-huh.
couple of courses and I got answers to sort of the questions I was looking for, like bonding with the family as a step, bonding as a step family, thriving as a step family, conflict resolution as a step family. So I found my answers in general coaching, but then I had to do so many coaching courses to get specific answers. And I'm like, not so many people are going to have the patience to go around doing so many courses to get answers. It's easier when you pull all these resources and put it together for them in one place. So, which is what I'm doing.
Wow. And are you like, so where did you find, so first you were looking for answers for your own self, and then you kind of said, okay, let me take a course on this.
Couple of courses, yes.
And where did you find the academies over here in the
So
US?
it was just one academy, which is a Step Family Coaching Academy, USA. So it was a virtual program because the lady is based in Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's in Virginia. Yeah.
Virginia, yeah, Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So if I'm very curious about this now. So tell me more about, and I'm gonna jump on the Zoom, I mean, with the video on in a second.
Yeah, but we need to tell people to come back at 7, I suppose, because I think I'm getting WhatsApp messages as well.
Are you? You want to
Yeah.
just have them jump on right now then,
Oh,
Have
okay.
them, if they can come in right now, just tell them, hey, here's the link, come on in right now. We're here, right? Might as well use this time.
Let me send the Zoom link to them and see.
Yeah, send the Zoom link, which is in your WhatsApp group, the one with Elevate London. Yeah, we go by on the fly, no problem. If there's issues, we iron them out. Normally, it doesn't happen like this, but this is one of very few events. I think, more. So you guys changed time on this last Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, and so now the difference between us is 8 hours
So
and not nine.
it's what, yeah.
It's 6 right now, and it's 10 here, so 10 to 20. Yeah, so it's about 8 hours now, instead of being 9 hours before, right?
Mhm.
Right. Got it. And we changed time a couple weeks ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a little confusing for these 2 3 weeks in March. It's always going to be like that. Now we're in April already, huh? Yeah. So, Anya, can you tell me a little bit more? Like, go deeper into that. I'm interested in something. I have something sparked in my head, and I have an idea, but I want to hear from you first.
Okay. What else do you want me to tell you?
Few things. First of all, um, how long is the coaching, and how long is the course that you offer?
Well, the coaching is flexible to meet you where you're at because different families have different dynamics and different families are going through different things. So basically, the coaching is specific to your family because a lot of people would not want to do group coaching because they might not be comfortable to discuss their family dynamics with other people. However, if you're open to that, I'm designing a model where I can just coach and then I could just teach and you could just come in if it's something you're interested in learning. But when it comes to the coaching, it's designed to fit your specific area of need or your specific dynamics or where you're at, because what one family might have as a challenge might not be the challenge another family has. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
that's very true. And yeah, you're right that they may or may not want to discuss in a group setting. And they would probably be more comfortable in a personal setting. But if so, here's what. Give me a second, okay? I'll just join. Let me turn my computer on. I'm getting situated on my desk. Give me 2 minutes. Be right back.
sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Thanks.
Thanks, Zoe, for throwing some more light into what you do. You can see it's such an interesting, thing, an interesting niche. I remember we spoke about this when we met at the PSA then.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting, and because it's kind of rare, not so many people know about it, yet so many people do need it. I think that's what's bringing about the curiosity about what you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
that's
How are
really
you
good.
doing?
Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing
Okay. Okay.
good.
And all your
Sorry,
businesses?
yeah, sorry for the mix up today, I guess, because I planned it together with Craig, and their own time is different, and their people definitely are having problems connecting with us because of the time difference. I'm believing that some of them will just come in at about 7.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Rather,
happy to cut to do something else. It's about 40 minutes away and jump right back. So it's up to you guys. Because I won't want to waste this 40 minutes. I'm happy to do something else and come back, especially if it's going to be the next 2 hours, the meeting is going to be for another 2 hours. I won't want to sort of be hung up for 3 hours. But if you guys think you just get on with it, then that's fine. We'll get
yes,
on
I
with
think we're just going to get on with it because Craig's team are now sending messages to the people who registered for them to join now, and then we just have it done. And once we have it done, that's it.
it. Okay, cool.
I think that's what we're going to
Okay,
be.
yeah.
And I'm
Okay, I'll
sending
be in the
messages
background.
yeah, I'm sending messages to the people sending me messages as well, with regards to the link. Okay, and yeah, we should be up and running, say in the next 10 minutes thereabout.
Okay, I'll just jump onto something else, but I'll be here in the background. So see you guys
Okay,
when you start.
all
All
right
right, cheers.
then.
Okay, all right. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, hi Rochelle. I guess you're joining the event as well. Okay, let me just send this messages to everyone to join us
All
now.
right, guys. I'm back on, and I think I can. My computer is going to be back on too. So, yeah, you learn something new every day,
Oh, sure, definitely.
right?
I
And
was just telling Honey that, our
uh
kind of niche, brings about lots of curiosity. People want to know once they hear about it. Um, you know,
yeah,
because it's quite rare. You don't have that. I think she's the first person I've also heard about step coaching. I've had family coaching and all of those things, but I've never heard step coaching. So she's the first person I've heard doing that.
there you go. Anya, I can now you can see me.
Yeah. And I don't even know there is a course to it anyway.
All right. Can you see me, guys? Am I here?
Yes, I can see you.
Awesome. Okay, Anya, I was interested in learning more about, how do you take this and digitalize this, and how you mass distribute it, right? So people that need to know, because in US, I don't know about you guys, but we're about at 50% divorce rate. And it's just, the family dynamics is the one reason for so many other problems that are, very intense problems, and kids don't know how to channel it, people don't know how to process it. And that's what I feel that, this coaching would be very, very useful if it's promoted properly and people get the messaging.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, I guess that's the question. How does it get digitalized and how does it get sort of widespread?
Yeah, that's where I think we can put our heads together. First, I need to learn about the course. I need to know what exactly it is, what are the specifics of it. And once we know that, then we will know what exactly to do, meaning how to structure it on a digital course, and then how to package it properly, message and package it so that it reaches the right audience. And it's got to be really simple and affordable, and it's got to go to masses. And that's when you have, like, upsell offers in there built in. So people would actually then be able to learn and understand what exactly this is. So if you don't mind, um, and we can have one-on-one on this. So you want to discuss a little, hi, we have a guest here?
Yes, I think we have a guest here. Hopefully we get people coming. I also have people asking me for the link. For some reason, the link just didn't deliver after registration. I don't
Okay.
know why that happened. So
If you
I'm
have
just
the
sending
contact,
people the
send it
link
to,
now.
yeah, yeah. We have a, hi there. You're on mute, yeah. You can unmute yourself.
Hi, sorry to arrive late. I'm Zara. I was having difficult to sign in some reason.
I'm
I
so
don't
sorry.
know.
Yeah, it's creating an issue for everybody. Seems like today's been a one of those days, you know.
Yeah.
We had a really good call yesterday. Um, but it was mostly the US people, right? US time zone. So Mutiat was nice enough to jump on the call too, and we got
Uh,
to introduce to some people. But Zara, where are you located?
I'm in London.
Okay, nice, very nice.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
where you, what do you do?
I am a director of a women's centre, Excel Women's Centre. We're in the outer London borough, and I did do a bit of work with 32 Steps with Mark, and I'm one of the panel, Lift Experience panelists.
Nice.
So they refer me. That's how I got this information.
Which Mark is this? Mark from Australia?
Mark from London as well. He works in organization called a Big Society.
Ah, okay, okay. And he referred you to the call today.
Yeah, I got the information through them, and also Mitty as well. Yeah,
Sorry?
yeah, from him and his team.
Oh, and from his team. Okay,
Yeah.
got you, got you. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Thanks for joining in. And we have Gigi.
Yeah,
Is
hi. Yeah,
hi.
I was invited by Mutiat. Yeah,
Yes, yes. Welcome. Welcome to the
I
call.
run a consultancy business.
Oh, fantastic. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
so we're I don't know if you've noticed that we're already having some timing issues and some sign up issues, but we're here, all of us. Anya is here, also here from UK. Gigi, where are you located?
Milton Kings,
Milton Keynes. So all of this is like suburbs of London, or where are we? What are we talking about?
Buckinghamshire.
Hampshire, New Hampshire?
No, Buckingham,
Oh,
Buckinghamshire.
Buckingham. Okay.
Yeah,
Buckingham. Okay.
Buckinghamshire. Yeah.
Okay, okay, cool. I'm from Los Angeles, so I'm not exactly familiar with London. Although I come to London so much, but I'm in London, and then I'm out, or Manchester at the most, and then I'm out. Yeah. So well, nice to meet you. Well, we're gonna continue this session, and this is I'm gonna give you a quick introduction of who I am, what I am doing, and then I'll hand it over to Mutiat for a few minutes, and then we'll talk more about. We'll keep it more as a more interactive with you guys because we want to get to know you. Um, my background is I'm a watchmaker jeweler by profession. Born in India, moved here when I was 18, and I started a business called Craig Shelley, which is a watch and a jewelry company. It's been 30 years in business, and we have a factory in Geneva, and we have manufacturing in Italy, and we have some manufacturing in India also. Um, Fast forward, past 30 years, it's been US is home, Los Angeles. I started several companies here. I got initial success through watch and jewelry business, and then I, kind of invested in real estate, thinking that that was the safest investment, and it was until 2008 happened. So I had massive portfolio, and everything came down crashing, and I really lost a big amount of money at that time. And I was pretty young, I was in my late 20s, and I had tens of millions of dollars owed to the banks, and they were forcing me into bankruptcy. And I had a lot of family pride, and I said, I'm not going to give up, and I'm not going to be, give into this. I'm like, I was very resilient. I'm like, there's no way I didn't come this far to file, to build such a large business and then, end up into this such a bad situation. So I negotiated, there is a skill that I teach called power of negotiation and how you work things out. And there are certain ways that you do things in order to get out of any situation, right? And so I use those not knowing that these are my skills. I just use them because I thought, one of the two things that really works is kindness, and the other one is gratitude. When you have those two things in place, that's my principle, my motto. And from there, what I did was I was able to negotiate with the banks, and I said, don't write me off, give me some time and make it a term loan instead of a conventional loan. And I was able to they were able to agree with me. And I prayed for a perfect storm. God gave me one, and I cash flowed like crazy. I brought Pandora to United States, and mostly to California, not to United States. They were already in the US, but they were not successful. And then California market boomed and I cash flowed crazy. I paid all the debt. So I learned not to do this thing by myself. I then started syndication. I then started funds, and then I started Elevate in 2014, which giving back gave me more in return, and purpose before profit. So don't think about profits, think about how you can serve, and money will follow. So there is certain guidelines that we've created, certain type of training that I give in my programs, and I really enjoyed this because I never knew how to make money with this until 2014. One of the coaches came in and he's like, Craig, you're doing everything right, but you're not charging. You need to start charging. And boom, it clicked. I got my first 100 clients, and I went from city to city to city to do this. And I'll kind of walk you through this process too when I talk about it later. But just to give you an overview, fast forward today, we have two funds and we have 40 investments. I run all of my companies I'm invested in is by myself. And again, I came here with nothing, made a lot of money, dropped down to negative. Like I made so much money, but I was below. I owed more money than I had assets in 2008 to 2012. And then I came back up, and today we run a family office without saying the word family office. We're our own investment firm. So now I'm sharing the blueprint with everybody. I'm looking for business owners that are, uh, that have qualities that are like kindness, gratitude, resilience, and they believe that they can, empower themselves by giving back. So we've created an impact-driven community, and I'm looking for people that I can help scale. If they have a business that can be scaled, right? And then I came across Mutiat last year, and she immediately joined. And since then, we're now launching our first chapter in London, uh, Elevate chapter. So we have 50 ambassadors already. We have 25 chapters that are sort of running now, and we have more running starting this year. So we're, up until now, I was doing it all by myself. Now I started having ambassadors. They will be running those events. And if that makes sense, yeah, with that, I want to introduce Mutiat one more time, and I'm super excited. She's an amazing woman. I've known her little, but I've known her a lot. She shows up, she's always there, and she's always giving back, and which is the biggest thing that I look for. I hope I've given you a little bit of who I am, and I'm over to you, Mutiat, in your own words. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, Craig, for the introduction. That is really appreciated. So I'm Mutiat Adebowale, and I am a part of the Elevate Group, where Craig is the founder of Elevate Group. Before I go into Elevate Group and what Elevate Group has given me access to, let me just talk about what I do normally. So I am the founder of Stress-Free Executives, Yelton Care as well, where we provide vulnerable people in the community with home care services. And I'm also the founder of Ignite Your Leadership Prowess, a consultancy company where we provide coaching, consultancy, and training to female professionals and business owners and startup founders who want to elevate, or people moving from corporate to entrepreneurship, looking at how they can grow a very efficient and sustainable business strategically And I'm also the founder and the chair, trustee of the Freedom Support Network, where we give back to the society by giving free coaching, counseling, and support services to ex-female offenders who wants to rebuild their lives and get back into the community and have a second chance at life. So basically, these are the things that I do. However, I joined the Elevate community when I met Craig. And since then, one thing that I know about business, I've been in business for many, many years. I'm not just going to say for about 14 years. I left corporate. Yes, in about 12 years, completely left corporate because I was frustrated. I was burnt out. I actually collapsed at work, due to burnout, due to working so much. At the time, I think we had a senior manager came to my department, and I was made to induct and train and introduce the senior manager to everything that we were doing. And at the time, I had to be on point. So I was literally doing my work and doing the manager's work. And that just rippled into so much stress and overwhelm for me that at work I collapsed. And what really made the matter was getting in hospital that day. Before the end of the day, I got a text from my superior saying, Mutiat, when do you think you're going to be back at work? And that really made me go bonkers. Like, what are you talking about? I was hardly understanding what my health was like, and they wanted me to go back to work. And I thought that was a toxic situation, a toxic environment where no one is going to ever going to grow. And what they cared about was the fact that I was making money for them, and that was all they really cared about. So in that instance, I made some decisions. Different things came in my mind, but I made some decisions. I didn't make a decision to quit that game, but I said no. Rather, I went back there and, when I was well, after weeks of being in hospital and being at home, I got back there and I then said to them, I had to renegotiate what's going on, with me. So I spoke with the CEO of the organization, and I did say to them that I don't want what took me in hospital to take me back there again. So I had to sit down and explain myself and speak up for myself at that point. That got me a senior role over time. That got me a senior role, I think, in about a month after. But then I knew that I needed more. I knew that I could achieve more. I could be more. And over time, saying about a year after that, I resigned and I started my coaching business then in 2012. So that was my getting into, entrepreneurship proper. And since then, I've been growing and building. But talking about what I then realized in this short space is that your business will not go forward if you do it alone. If you continue to do it alone, if you do not surround yourself with people who have been where you have been, who have been doing the things that you aspire to do, if you don't get those people, it's really hard to move on. It's really hard to propel, the excellence in you, the excellence in your business. And these are part of the things that I've seen, joining Elevate, and the fact that I'm not going to be talking for Craig, and the fact that there is a lot of systemization, if I can put it that way, that it helps you build structure, putting structure into your business, all of these wonderful things that makes you a really great business owner with structure, with processes in place, and and at that point, and with the connection and the network that you need, and at that point, maybe not even just the skies is the limit to you. So that's my journey, being into business and getting to know people and being part of the community that I am today, which is why I've invited you all to join me on this mastermind so that you also can learn from what we've been doing, what I've been doing, and what the Elevate group is all about. So Craig, I'll give it back to you. I'm guessing that maybe you should do the presentation, or
Okay. Yeah, we can do
so
that.
that we just
So,
go from there.
yeah, so thanks, Mutiat. That's, really nice of you to put it in very good words. You don't have to do this alone, right? So let me tell you guys, what this is about. Elevate is about a community that is of change makers, givers, and impact driven people like you. We all want to succeed, right? Whatever we're doing in life, we want to succeed and we want to do the best. But how about if we succeed and we give back to those who are in need? How about we make a difference in our lives? We fill up our cups and our glasses, but we overflow into others. And very little change can be a big difference for somebody across the world. People don't have a chance in life, right? So I'm going to share with you a couple of things, and then kind of walking you into what we are about, right? So I noticed, like when I was on a high horse and, living a very high life, and not that I come from, I come from a very sound background, but I never took anything from the family. I was always about, let me do this on my own, and I'll, work my way off and, build my businesses. But I figured that giving back was what I was built for. My grandma had instilled this into me from a very childhood, and that kind of stayed with me. I always try to find value to give people and give them an opportunity to shine. That is my, you know, if you call it. I'm gonna pull up my screen. If you can, when you can see, let me know. So I I designed this by, I created Elevate by design, basically purpose before profit. What does it even mean? Means that, if you start thinking of others, if you start aligning yourself with others. And how I found out was I was selling watches and jewelry in all these rooms across America, initially back in 90s and 2000. And what I was seeing was that, all my customers, they had a lot of money and they loved interacting with each other, and they started making money amongst themselves. So I said, anyone with a charity, I will donate a timepiece, I'll donate a jewelry piece, and 100% donation will go to them. And that started becoming a thing. People started loving the idea that, oh wow, we can give back, and look at this guy, he's working with us, he's giving us opportunity, but he's also giving back at the same time. So more people started attracting to with, my culture and what I was trying to design. And that kind of gave me my first break, and with my coaching. But I'm ADHD, dyslexic, and college dropout. I was not a coach by design. I was never a coach by design. I could not speak on the speak. I would never be able to speak on a stage. And I find myself speaking on stages globally. And I'm like, how did this happen? So I kind of started telling them my story. And I said, all I look for is kindness and gratitude. And if they have those qualities, and if they have a business, which means a product, service, or technology that I can scale, I will help them scale. We have battle tested formulas and, wealth building methods combined with robust AI platform, which is a very unique to us. We have complete CRM system and email automation system, text messaging, and delivering all of this combined, all the tools that a business needs today. They're clubbed into one. And then we was like, okay, how do we deliver this to people? So we started Elevate as an academy. I started training and coaching people and how to scale their businesses using AI and a platform that truly is has all the tools that they would need, including if they need to raise capitals, or startups are also a big part of this game. Okay, so I kind primarily I look for people, like I said, with kindness and gratitude. We have a couple new people just joined. Welcome to the call. um, and we'll do a little introduction in after, but I just got started talking about who I am and what I am doing. And Mutiat here is the person who invited you all, and she's in London. I'm based in Los Angeles, by the way, for those who just came in. um, been here for 30 plus years. And yeah, so we look for kindness and gratitude, and people who can really be the torchbearers of this movement that we've started, and expand it into there where people can give back to others without even thinking, effortlessly, that we can give back, right? It's such a small amount, it's insignificant amount, and it's less than a drink at a bar. We can change somebody's life across the globe. Give them a chance. People who don't have, the biggest problem is that the world is lopsided, meaning there is $1 trillion company and there are a million kids dying without water, or impurities, or hungry. 1 billion people go hungry every night. That's ridiculous. Like, I just think that obviously the governments are not, we can't blame them, and we can't put all the load on them. We have to do our part, right? As entrepreneurs, as social beings. I don't know anybody who can take money with them when they leave. Yes, we enjoy, we need money is very important, and we need to understand the value of it, but also giving back little by little while you make money. We don't have to be multimillionaires or billionaires to give back, but we can do this while we make money together. So a little history about who I am, where I come from. And I teach a course called If I Can, You Can to all my ambassadors. I would go through this very extensively. And this kind of helps you understand on how you can create your own seven, eight, or even nine-figure business. Because if I can do it, you guys can. Anybody can. There's method to the madness to this. And then there's a little video of introduction of, again, who I am and where I'm coming from. And, I really came here with nothing. And I built we have 40 plus companies now that we are invested in. And if I can do it, like all of you can do it, each one of you can do it. We have some really amazing speakers and mentors in the group. These people are NFL players, ex-attorney general of Nevada, multimillionaires, founders of great companies like Ugg Boots, and fund managers, and uh, like all kinds of high-level family offices. Jeff Hoffman is a founder of Priceline. You can look these guys up. They're all my friends, and they all became friends with me only and only because of Elevate. I would have never had this connections. I didn't know what a personal development space was 10 years ago. In 2013 was the first time I even got introduced. Paul Hutchinson, he just exited. He not just he exited. He started a fund with zero. He was at 20 billion when he exited the fund. Today it's 44 billion. Tim Draper, he is a billionaire, crypto billionaire, investor in SpaceX and Tesla. So Sharon Lecter, Rich Dad Poor Dad, co-authored that. Dave Metzer, I'm just seeing these names pop up in front of me, and he's a personal friend too. He is ex-CEO of Lee Steinberg Academy. So each one of these guys are very profound, and they are all serving, and they're all helping, and it's all about who you surround yourself with, right? So that's what I talk about: power of proximity, power of surrounding yourself. So if you surround yourself with five millionaires, you're going to be a millionaire. If you surround yourself with five mega millionaires, you're going to be a mega millionaire. And if you surround yourself with five billionaires, you will be the sixth one. But if you surround yourself with broke people, and they're always going to moan and groan and complain, you're always going to it's going to bring you spiral down. So I always talk about surround yourself with the right people, and the rest will fall in place. So I talk about I have a power series called Power of Proximity, Power of Negotiations, Power of leveraging your assets in your strengths. There's so many things that I talk about in my courses that you guys will see once you join us, or if you decide to join us. Basically, there are three offerings here, right? In this academy is Legacy Impact Academy, which is the a yearly membership. It's only $1,000 a year, or 97 a month for 12 months with a small sign up fee. That gives you access to all the digital master classes that we teach, access to attend any Elevate event globally. There are several events happening globally. Like there's one happening in San Diego this weekend. Then I'm going flying to Zurich in Switzerland. We're opening up our first chapter. We have 120 people signed up. This morning I was amazed to see like so many people messaging me that, oh, I'm looking forward to seeing you. And this is my first event in Zurich. I've never done. I mean, I've been in Geneva for many many years, but never been in Zurich for very first event. And again, very excited. So there's events in Italy. There's events happening all over the world that we host, and so they can attend any of those events as long as they are registered. Access to Evoke Online Community. This is a curated online community of people who are invite only. It's a robust AI powered CRM system. This is what just I talked to you about. That's also included in there. Self help library of courses, lead gen tools, and then there's a 12-week course. This 12-week course is really something that I teach, which really helps entrepreneurs to, um, get from start to it's, and you can click on this link to learn more about it too. From start all the way to, um, you know, start your business all the way, take it down to pitch in front of investors, right? Get investor ready. So we help them. We're becoming the Robin Hood of the category, meaning people have to pay tens of thousands of dollars to pitch in front of investors, and the bootstrapping companies and smaller companies, they don't have money, and hence they have to still pay so much money to be in front of people. We're eliminating that. For $1,000, you get all of these things and trainings. They can apply for grants. We help them with so many things that they will. It's ridiculous how many things that they will be able to you know um, learn and apply towards. Plus, they get some bonus packages and referral fees, and we support one child for 1 year with food and education. Every time there is, this is what moves me. You know that anytime someone signs up, we give them, we help one child. So these things are what drives me the most. I'm very excited about that. But then there is this other academy called Wealth Builder Academy. This is for a little bit higher entrepreneur who has some sort of a revenue, meaning they have a proof of concept and product market fit done, but they don't have the marketing tools, or they are blocked because they don't have the right connections. So we give them everything that Legacy offers. It's a higher offer, right? It's a 10K offer, but it's gives them everything that Legacy offers. But they also get custom page offers, strategy course, lead magnet opt-in, SMS marketing hub, marketing phone hub, all these marketing tools that are needed. We help them with those, including AI tools. And we create a web store for them on our marketplace too, which I'll show you guys a video, which is really interesting, that you'll understand why we give these tokens, these special 3,000 tokens that you see over here, or 10K tokens that we give over here for this package. What this means is you have access to our host an event with us in our lounge in one of our cities, podcast interviews, grants, from up to 150K. Again, affiliate bonus plus supporting 10 children for 1 year with food and education. So it's a lot of value. But what we're doing really is really training. If they start looking for all these tools in the market, they end up spending maybe 25, $30,000 or even more, because no one's going to do this for us. But we're creating a community where we're giving back. I have 240 people in India working for me in terms of technology. Anything technology, they will take care of it. Plus, I have other people in Philippines and UK and other parts of the country and around the world helping us out. So we have a team of like almost 300 people total that will support all of these things, and we can really cater them. Ultimately, the goal is to bring them into the community, which you will see the bigger picture. Then there is this ambassador. Ambassador is 35K one time, lifetime. It's not for everybody, but it's for people who really want to scale it. They become my partners. This is where you start making money with us also. So, lifetime access to a mastermind, own Elevate chapter in your city. You get 20% revenue share of everything that comes in top line. And I'll kind of walk you through this. And this is something that I don't really pitch, but I only get through referrals. And it's a very special person that has a business that I can help scale, and I can take them to $1 million revenue or more. If they are at million, it's easier for me. But if they are not, I will take them to $1 million revenue. But what I wanted to really share with you is, I invite you guys to take a look at this link. I invite you guys to take a look at everything that I've done, and I continue to do events globally. And you will see some really profound people all across the globe. They have attended our events, and they